morning. It's a beautiful day. Welcome to Unity on the Mountain. We're so thrilled to have you here on this gorgeous day. We're going to go ahead and stand up. We're going to open up the service with My Soul is Welcome Here. Welcome on this Palm Sunday. He's ready to sing. What? I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 Good morning. Say good morning to your fellow neighbors. Shake your hand, say namaste.
Somewhere else. And you too.
Hi, Debbie. It's good to see you. 2 months. How are you? I'm good. I know it's okay. You okay? You know where you're at now, right? Well, my goodness, we're all here. It's so wonderful to see you all here at Unity Church on the Mountain. First day of spring. Isn't it beautiful? At last. Let us all join together in saying our opening statement. There is only one presence and one power in my life and the universe, God the good. This is our Christ candle, which represents that sweet, divine God Christ essence within each and every one of us. Let us say together our vision and mission statements.
Centered in God, we inspire spiritual transformation, creating a world of love, peace, and prosperity.
the children's blessing. This includes the inner child within each and every one of us. And the special children, babies, and look what we got here. And Desmond, we thank you for doing keeping. All the special children in our individual lives, our families, and all of the children on planet Earth. Let us say, we love you, we bless you, we behold the Christ in you. We accept you just the way you are. Walk in beauty, you are divine.
We're going to go ahead and stand up and sing another song. It's in your red book. It's song number 89. If you want to open your red book, the words will also be up here. I think you might recognize it. In the Garden, 89, and the words will also be up here. I come to the garden alone, while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear calling on my ear, the Son of God is
Let us open our minds and our hearts to that divine creating power that is within us. To know that the prayer requests that are written here are also prayer requests that are written on our hearts. And as we open ourselves to receive that divine healing, healing what needs to be healed. Sometimes we feel like, God, we really want this outcome. But in this moment, let us open to that divine wisdom, to that divine love, and accept healing what needs to be healed, healing here, now, in this moment, as we say, thank you, God. So it is. Amen.
Now, David Carroll will read the daily word.
The daily word is I am. All that God is, I am. In the book of Exodus, Moses learns that God's true name is I am. Made in God's image and likeness, all that God is, in truth, I also am. With God as my essence, I know that I am intrinsically good. I readily express the unconditional love and forgiveness that I am in truth. Claiming infinite wisdom as my unfailing source, I am wise and compassionate in all my affairs, creative and prosperous in all my activities. I claim only the highest qualities of being for myself, so I refrain from putting words of lack or limitation after the phrase, I am. Through the Christ in me, I affirm that I am whole and perfect, a divine expression of God's glory in this world. All that God is, I am, and all is well. Christ in you, the hope of glory. Colossians 1:27.
Thank you, David. Let us now prepare ourselves to say together the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen.
And let us move deeper into that place of I am consciousness. I am. Remembering Christ in you. Your hope of glory. Christ in you. That I am power in you. Always there. Always within you. That divine power never leaves us. We sometimes shut the door. We close our minds and hearts. But in this place, in this time, in this moment, opening, allowing, I am. I am the image and likeness of the divine. And in that likeness, I have full access to divine wisdom as I allow that wisdom to pour in through me. I have access to divine love Love that maybe in the moment I do not feel capable of expressing, but as I open, as I say, I am divine love. That love pours in and through me and radiates out through me, in me and through me. I am the recipient of all that I need in this moment. I am. Just breathe into that. Allow that amazing energy to be your awareness, to be your consciousness in this moment. Allow. Feel the warmth. Feel the joy. Feel the smile. I am one with the one. With that consciousness and awareness, I move deeper, deeper into that place of silence. That place of oneness in the silence. As you gently bring that awareness back to this time and to this place. Let's remember today is a celebration of that divine triumphal entry, Palm Sunday. That wonderful, joyful arrival of the Christ into that center. That, and the Bible story is Jerusalem, but within us, within our inner Jerusalem, see that Christ light. Feel the joy. Feel the spring flowers. All of that transition, that coming back to life in this time, in this place, in this moment. And for this awareness and for this experience, we give our grateful thanks. And so it is. Amen. Well, good morning and happy spring. Good morning. Glad to see everybody here. So glad. It was such a beautiful week. I had family here celebrating this past week, celebrating so much that I was exhausted last night. Yesterday morning. So we're continuing on this journey of renewal that we started all the way back in January. And so seeing what is going to happen as, next Sunday will be Easter Sunday. The whole resurrection process. Let's see what will come of this whole renewal when we face that whole spiritual resurrection. So, transforming our minds. How are we doing that? So we've taken a variety of steps of transforming our minds, developing, creating, and expanding this relationship with our divine source, because that's what that means. How are we transformed? This divine mind. So it's been a couple of weeks ago now when I heard a program, I think it was a TED Talk, and it was about secrets. Anybody might have heard that? Secrets. And so this young man, about 10 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, I don't know if he was a grad student, what I missed the part where he said why he did what he did, but he got this wonderful idea. Well, it turned out to be a wonderful idea. He didn't know if it was a wonderful idea. He printed up 3,000 postcards and he put the directions on there to anonymously write a secret and give it, send it to him. Send it to him on this postcard. So he lived in the DC area, and so he walked around down around the mall and all of those places and handed postcards out to people. And he wonder what will happen. Wonder if I'll get any of these back. So a few days went by, nothing happened. Well, then he got one or two, came in, trickled in. Then he got a whole bunch. And then he began getting postcards were not the ones he printed out. And to this day, he gets hundreds of these postcards with secrets, totally anonymous, mostly on postcards. He said every once in a while there'll be one that's in an envelope that people have felt this way. They just couldn't take the chance that somebody else might see it. And I thought, wow, what an amazing idea. And he shared some of those secrets. And he put some, so if you Google or go on Post Secret, he put some online every Sunday. And the first one he talked about, though, he said, so here is one. He opened his TED Talk. Everyone who knew me before 9/11 thinks I'm dead. Take that one. Oh. Everyone who knew me before 9/11 thinks I'm dead. And then one of the last ones that he shared, he said, so the writer says, when you wondered where I was the other day, I was out buying the ring. So the secrets come in all manner of things. The NPR guy that was interviewing him, he was at his home, and they went down to the basement, and he said, now, there are secrets that nobody else ever needs to see. And he packs them in, so it looks like a brick shape, what size a postcard is. He packs them tightly together in about a brick shape. And one wall of his basement is covered with these secrets that he feels no way would ever be shared with anybody. So here I've been listening to this talk, and then we were working on this parable at our Sunday morning class, which is kind of interesting. So, I thought, so many of the parables have to do with forgiveness. And, how do secrets relate to forgiveness? I'm going to read you the parable, which is one of those that the ending isn't really very nice. It's called the parable of the unmerciful servant. Then Peter came to Jesus and asked, Lord, how many times shall I forgive my brother or sister who sins against me? Up to 7 times? He didn't like the answer he got. Jesus answered, I tell you, not 7 times, but 70 times 7. 70 times 7. Therefore, Jesus goes on to say, the kingdom of heaven is like a king who wants to settle accounts with his servants. As he began the settlement, a man who owed him 10,000 bags of gold was brought to him. Since the man was not able to pay, the master ordered that he and his wife and his children and all that he had be sold to repay the debt. At this, the servant fell on his knees before him. "Be patient with me," he begged, "and I will pay back everything." The servant's master took pity on him, canceled the debt, and let him go. Really big debt here. But when the servant went out, he found one of his fellow servants who owed him 100 silver coins. He grabbed him and began to choke him. "Pay back what you owe me," he demanded. The fellow servant fell to his knees and begged, "Be patient with me and I will pay it back." But the first servant refused. Instead, he went off and had the man thrown into prison until he could pay the debt. When the other servants saw what had happened, they were outraged and went and told their master everything that had taken place. Then the master called the servant in. "You wicked servant," he said, "I canceled all that debt of yours because you begged me to. Shouldn't you have had mercy on your fellow servant just as I had on you?" In anger, his master handed him over to the jailers to be tortured until he should pay back all that he owed. This is how my heavenly Father will treat each of you unless you forgive your brother or sister from your heart. Now, let's listen at this. So first of all, the first thought that came to me, so we just said the Lord's Prayer. Can you think of the line in there that maybe kind of relates to this? Forgive us our debts as? Yes, yes. So in the metaphysical interpretation of this, we have to realize that all the players in this story are us. So think about that. We're the king, we're all the servants, we're all of that. And where did Jesus say the kingdom of heaven is? It's at hand and it is in here. So this divine energy responds to what is going on inside of us. So how does this fit for us? So think about a time something really big happened, or you did something and you really needed forgiveness. You really wanted forgiveness. It was one of those, it's either I get forgiven or, I die. That kind of level. And somehow that happened. It wasn't easy. You work at it, but that whole forgiveness, you were able to feel that you had been forgiven in this process. Most of us can look back and find those kind of situations. Some of them will be bigger than others, but all of them are, things that we needed that divine intervention to help us forgive ourselves and to be able to move on. But then what happens? You go in there and you think about it and you realize, okay, I did the best I could at the moment. So all of these things. But one of the things that I've had happen many times is people will talk to me and they'll talk to me about something that happened and they'll say, and I know God has forgiven me, but I can't forgive myself. I know, so they're saying, I feel like God has forgiven me, but I cannot do it. So you see how this begins to relate to this story of, yes, here's this big level of forgiveness, and yet there's a part of me, there's this other servant that comes and wants and begs for forgiveness, but that part of me that says, no, I can't do it. Some of our forgiveness things, yes, I did let go of the big one. However, there are so many stupid little things that I've done in my life. And that's a very personal statement, also, but all of us have those. And in fact, they're so stupid and ridiculous that I'm embarrassed to ask for forgiveness for that. I'm embarrassed, so I hold on to that. Carol, you could have, should have, would have done something different. I hang on to that. And then there's a whole nother level. Now this is where the secrets come into. We have things down inside of us that maybe we have forgotten or we have buried. Or maybe things we do have some consciousness of, but we're hoping God just didn't notice that. I'm going to keep that hidden. I will not let anybody. So what is happening with all of this stuff that is going on? How does that relate to the torture and that hellfire and damnation end of that story? So we think about what is going on. So with our mind and our body, I have all this stuff in me that is not forgiven. What is the physical response to that? Stress? Fear? Ongoing anger? Broken relationships because I've got stuff buried down in there that I'm not responding to. I'm not wanting to allow it to come to light. So we begin to see all of these physical things happening in our life. Illnesses that we can't understand. Things that, I've got plans out here and, life actually seems to go on pretty good, but I really have these blocks. If this doesn't happen or this doesn't happen, maybe it's related to all of that hidden stuff, maybe, that needs to come to light. And I'll say needs to come to light, not just needs forgiveness, because as my kids were here last week, they came up, they had one last box they were bringing from all of their belongings down in Florida that they're going to store in my garage. And I was really going, where is this going to fit? Turned out, big box, so it's a big trunk, and it's actually things that they do want to hang on to. So treasures that they will have, or things, practical things. But the other issue of coming up here was to go through all of the boxes they had already stored in my garage. So they had gone through, they'd done the triage. Now think about this I'm doing search, I'm cleaning out, I'm looking inside my own self. So I've gone through there, and here's all the stuff that I've saved this, I've gotten rid of tons of stuff. They lived in this particular house since 1998. They moved in there with 4 teenage boys. They had 5 horses. They had all the stuff that goes with that. They had a barn. They had a triple car carport that was covered with stuff. All of that stuff had been winnowed down to these boxes that were in my garage. So on Tuesday, they sat down and began going through the boxes. Out of that process, 20 boxes went to the resale. Not resale, but donations. Donated. 20 boxes. And it was, I still had room before that to pull my car in my garage. So 20 of those boxes. Another 8 boxes were sorted out into things that were going to go to a garage sale. That when I get serious about doing that, we're going to do. So we think about this stuff. Think about that process. I've gone through, however long you've been in this spiritual process, there's been going through this stuff, releasing, letting go. These are fears I've let go of. These are things I have forgiven. All of this process, and yet, there is still more in there. So what is that doing? What do we need to be doing? Now, one of the rewards of this process, and it'll be a personal reward, is there's good stuff down in there too. There's amazing things that maybe because I was angry or upset at my mom or my brother or my next door neighbor or whatever, I have forgotten these gems that came along with that. So as they're going through all of these boxes, they found that, oh, this was grandma's. Oh, this was my sister who passed. Oh, yes, and her kids want to do that. So there was these wonderful things to pull up and smile and go, yes, yes, yes. So this business of digging into that isn't all about knowing I'm going to find out all the hidden dirt, all the hidden junk, all the stuff I want to get rid of. Yes, we want to do that. But you'll find all these delightful things. It's like, oh, yeah, and now I wonder what's in that box. So it becomes a release. Not something that I'm forcing myself to do, but a release of doing this digging. So I went and looked to see what Charles Fillmore had to say about this. You know, sometimes I come up with words and, you know, he didn't use those words, so I can't find quotes. Charles Fillmore says this, so, health of the body, success, prosperity in affairs, peace and harmony in the environment, freedom from accident, listen to this list, and joy in living are all outward manifestations in the life of those who practice the presence, who pray without ceasing, who dwell in the secret place of the Most High. Now think about that. Where is the secret place of the Most High? It's right in here with all that stuff. So when we go into that secret place and we have all of this stuff that's blocking, how hard is it to make that connection with the divine, because we're still plugging through all of that hidden stuff in there. So the things we say, oh, I'm too embarrassed, oh, God can't ever forgive me. Oh, it's right in there with God. It's right in there with that divine energy. So instead of being afraid and embarrassed to say, okay, Spirit, I don't even want to look in this box. I know it's real scary. Do it through me. Do it through me. That's a very different process than saying, God, do it. You know, that's saying, okay, I want things to happen out there. Heal me. Heal me. Whatever this stuff is. Do it through me. Whatever it is that I need to go through, when I have that divine mind, that divine energy moving through that process with me, I can do it. What is that verse? I can do all things through God who strengthens me. Yes. So, but that divine mind, that divine energy is not going to say, okay, Carol, you're not doing a very good job. Get out of the way, and you know, I'll do it through you. No. I have to ask. I have to invite. I have to allow. I have to be willing to allow that process. So here's a verse from Deuteronomy that, you know, the Bible really gets to be very interesting when you look at it from the metaphysical perspective. Cursed is anyone who makes an idol, a thing detestable to the Lord, the work of skilled hands, and sets it up in secret. Now turn that into what we've been talking about. What might be those idols that are set up in secret? All of those things we have stuck down there. And it's made with skilled hands. You know, we worked hard a lot on this stuff that we have hidden down in here. But that curse is, okay, what's going to happen in my life when I have this idol of fear? Oh, I'm not good enough. How many of us have set up idols of I'm not good enough? I'm not capable enough. I can't do that. This will only happen if somebody or something changes out there. Those are idols. Those are idols that we have set up within us. Let's think about that process. And in Matthew, when Jesus is talking about praying, but when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. You know? Okay, There is that divine that is in that secret place where all those hidden issues are. So if all of these and so many of these are hidden from ourselves, how do we begin to discover this? So here's another topic we have talked about, but maybe not quite from this point of view. So Paul says in Romans, "You therefore have no excuse, you who pass judgment on someone else. For at whatever point you judge another, you are condemning yourself, because you who pass judgment do the same things." So is there a nice clue there? Oh, let me pay attention. What am I judging? How am I judging? If I'm putting a negative judgment out there on somebody, maybe I need to take a deep breath and say, oh, okay, maybe there's something inside of me that I need to be taking a look at. You think about that. So pay attention to those judgments. Remember a few weeks ago, we did the judgment process, and I put two pictures up here because I thought that would give you the opportunity. Here's how I make an instant judgment without even thinking about it. I like it, I don't like it. How many times do we do that in every day? But become aware of that. How am I doing that? There's that person that cut me off, and what do I say? I said really bad things about them instead of thinking about, well, they might not have known I was there. They might be in our, all of those things. So there is a wonderful way to begin to think, what do I have hidden down in here, because it will show up out here. Now remember, there's a plus to this, because our judgments aren't all negative. They can be, things, oh, I really like that. Isn't that beautiful? We're making judgments on this beautiful spring weather and saying that's a reflection from inside here also, to keep that in mind. So during this election time, we have a wonderful opportunity to do this. And think about it, if we're a little bit careful, it's totally impersonal. So I'm not looking at my friends, I'm not looking at people close here, I'm looking at people on the TV and on the radio, on Facebook, mine's Facebook, and going, so I can do that and pay attention. What is coming up for me? I can pay attention to how I want to respond to somebody who has a different opinion than I do. I can look and see, okay, there's a difference between, we look at some of the disagreements that are happening at some of the rallies, and there's a big difference between somebody standing their ground and holding a sign and somebody wanting to get physical in there and say, okay, and I'm going to express my disagreement by hurting you, by doing things like that. But we can observe that, and we can observe ourselves and saying, ooh, what's going on inside of me? How am I responding when this person over here says, oh, I really like that, and I agree with that. And this person over here says, oh, what's being triggered inside of me? So we have all this wonderful opportunity to have our attention pointed in the direction, to say, what's in there that I need to clean up? And so we go back to the beginning, to this whole forgiveness process. How many times do I forgive? I forgive 70 times 7. And it's not just my brother and sister out there. It is me inside you. Go into that place of forgiveness, bringing myself, letting go of those secrets, and healing myself, and seeing what might then be happening in the world. We are transformed as we renew our minds. Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and sing another song. We're going to go ahead and, it's in your red books. Go ahead and stand up. It's 314. 314, or the word will be up here, but I think you might know this one as well. Let's have the whole world. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world
Prosperity. Let us all affirm together our prosperity blessing. The
Inexhaustible resource of spirit is equal to every demand. There is no reality in lack. Abundance is here and now manifest.
I give because I believe in love. I give because I believe in love. I give because I believe in love, and love is given to me. I give because I believe in joy. I give because I believe in joy. I give because I believe in joy, and joy is given to me.
Let us say our offertory in prayer of blessing. Divine love
Through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Lovingly I give, and lovingly I receive.
All right. Well, it's just so wonderful again to see all of you here. I think it just gives us a wonderful start. It's a new spring season, this first day of spring. Also, Reverend Carol, do you have any announcements?
Well, I'll preempt David to remind everybody that we have a meeting immediately following the service. So it's our annual business meeting. We'll meet down here. It shouldn't take more than 20 minutes, possibly 30 minutes, but probably not that long. And, you know, it's kind of important. You'll get to see where we've been in this last year. You'll hear who our new board member is and all those good things. So please, if you're a member, stay. And if you're not a member, but you're transporting a member, please stay.
Oh, my. All right.
And I would like to say, even if somebody's not a member but is interested, y'all are welcome to stay to it.
Yeah.
Yes, this is so, the only thing, we're not doing any voting. The only difference would be if we were voting on something non-members don't have an official vote.
That's right. That's right.
Peace that was meant to be.
is